Hello, and welcome to today's show, Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess, international leadership expert and trusted advisor. Welcome to Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. I'm delighted that you joined me today. I want to give a big thank you to those of you who are listening all around the world. I'm delighted and so grateful that you tuned in. I sure hope you're enjoying a fabulous day today and that you're having a fantastic week. Because you know what? In the grand song of the universe, life is very short. Short, sweet, and very precious. So, I hope you're making a difference in your own life, because when you do, you also make a difference in someone else's life. Now, a lot of folks want to make their life count for something. And they ask me, Dr. Gloria, how do you do that? Well, it's very simple. Very simple. You make your life count day by day, step by step, moment by moment, every single day. That's what Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count is all about. Now, you can learn more about Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count by visiting the Gloria Burgess website. You can even enroll for my inspirations. Just go to the right-hand sidebar and scroll down a bit, and if you want to be inspired weekly, just send me your email and we'll add you to the list. Okay? Now that's the Gloria Burgess website, GloriaBurgess.com, or you can visit me on Facebook, and that's facebook.com/DR for doctor, DR Gloria Burgess, PhD /. All right. Today, I want to talk with you about health and healthy living. Specifically, we're going to focus on one of the most important habits you can cultivate to keep yourself healthy. And that habit is all about keeping yourself hydrated. Now, I remember when my daughter was much, much younger, she loved water. Now, for her, that meant that she loved being in the water. She loved to swim. But she wasn't all that keen on drinking water. In fact, I remember she really enjoyed visiting one of her aunts, and this particular auntie enjoyed taking my daughter to the water park. Now, one summer, it was very, very, very hot, much hotter than usual, and my daughter was with her auntie in her favorite water park. She splashed and played and splashed and played in the water. But when it was time to drink water to keep herself hydrated, my daughter just flatly refused to drink her water. She refused to eat. I mean, you know how kids are. They love to play more than anything, and my daughter was no different. Thankfully, my sister knew the dangers of not getting enough water, so she told my daughter she was going to take her home if she didn't drink her water. And that's exactly what she had to do. So, how much water should you drink each day? Well, that's a great question, right? It's also a very simple, straightforward question, but it's a question with no easy answer. Now, different research studies have produced varying recommendations over the years, but your individual water needs depend on many, many factors, including your health, how active you are, where you live. So, unfortunately, no single formula fits everybody. But knowing more about your body's actual needs for fluid will help you estimate how much water to drink each day. Because when you drink enough water each day, you can enjoy all the benefits of living a healthy life. Now, how many of you can relate to that? We all want to live a healthy life, right? Why? so we can make a difference in our own life and enjoy the best quality of life for ourselves, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, and intellectually. And we can help others do the same. So once again, today's focus is about healthy living. And today's healthy habit is all about keeping yourself hydrated. Now, it is time for you to grab your earbuds, your AirPods, whatever they're called these days, put on your walking shoes, or maybe it's time to reach for a nice, tall, cool glass of water, or make yourself a cup of coffee or tea. Put your feet up, relax in your favorite chair. We're going to have a great time today, no matter where you happen to be on the planet. Now, before I jump into today's episode, I want to take just a moment to welcome you. If you're just joining us for the very first time, I'm your host, Dr. Gloria, and this is Legacy Living. Make your life count. I want to extend a special welcome to those of you who are joining us for the first time today, for the very first time ever, right? Let me tell you something. You are in for a real treat. I'm excited to have you listening today, and I'm deeply honored that you've allowed me to be part of your day so you can be inspired by ideas and resources to make your life count. Now, again, today's program is all about healthy living, and our special focus today is developing the habit for staying hydrated or drinking water, a very important topic so you can enjoy a happy, healthy life. Now, did you know that when you develop new habits, you're actually supporting your brain? That's right, your brain depends on fluids to function properly. How about that? Now, we have billions and billions of neurons in our brains, and we have trillions, I'm talking about trillions and trillions of synapses. All those neurons and synapses depend on liquid in order to fire properly. Now, water is essential for brain health. Did you know that it's also essential for all of your other organs as well? In fact, keeping your body well hydrated, well watered, helps to ensure the integrity of your organs. And it also helps keep your immune system in tip-top shape, which helps to prevent infections. Now, earlier we had a question about what's the right amount of water to drink. The truth is, there is no set amount of water that is uniformly recommended by any medical society. Now, in some cultures, we say 8 glasses of water a day. But let me tell you, that amount might be right for some people, but not nearly enough for others. So, let's talk about some of the benefits of drinking water. Here are some of the many ways that water can be beneficial to your health. Did you know that when you exercise, water is just what you need to keep your muscles doing exactly what they are designed to do? That's right. Water helps keep the right balance of electrolytes. Now, what are electrolytes? I know you've heard that word, but what are they really, right? Electrolytes are things like sodium and potassium and magnesium, okay? And all of those electrolytes and more are necessary so that your muscles can function properly. Now, if you've ever been surprised, like me, by one of those painful cramps in your leg muscles or another muscle group, think about that, right? Without an adequate supply of water, muscles are actually more susceptible to cramping. Now, if the idea of simply hydrating yourself to health seems like magical thinking, I want you to consider the research that backs up what I'm talking about. Study after study after study shows that drinking enough water fends off problems from your head to your toes, right? Now, Dr. Ronald Navarro reminds us that water is a basic need for cellular health. How much water you need depends on a whole lot of factors, like I said earlier, right? How much you weigh, what climate you live in, how often you exercise or work out, okay, and so much more. So again, the rule of thumb is 8-ounce glasses of water a day, right? Now that's a great place to start. But now I want you to listen very closely. The Institute of Medicine actually recommends more than 8-ounce glasses of water per day, especially for folks who live in temperate or mild climates. Now here's one sure way to tell if you're well hydrated. Not counting glasses, okay, or the 8 ounces, but here's the best way, okay? And that's to look at the color of your urine. Now, if you're well hydrated, your urine should be pale yellow. If yours is dark yellow, you need more water. It's that simple, right? Another wonderful benefit of drinking water is that water can actually boost your energy. That's right. Now, how does that happen? Great question, right? Water helps keep a steady flow of nutrients going into your cells, and that's what helps to boost your energy. When you don't drink enough water, in other words, when you get dehydrated, your cell membranes become less permeable, which slows down and hampers the flow of nutrients to your cells, right? Big words, permeable. That means it won't let the water in, right? Now you can tell because the impact on you is that you can feel a little foggy or you feel more sluggish. You just don't feel like your normal self. So overall, the overall impact is that not drinking enough water impairs both your physical and your mental performance. And nobody wants that. Another benefit of water. Now, when I exert myself, okay, when I really, work hard, I actually work up a sweat. And I'm sure the same thing happens to you. When you exert yourself, you should be working up a sweat as well. I mean, you know the signs. Your forehead gets a little moist. You feel the trickles of sweat running down your face and then down your neck and down your back. And sometimes you even sweat under your arms, right? Now, any kind of sweat when you're exerting yourself physically is a sign that your body is operating as it should be operating. When you sweat, that means your internal core is heating up and your body responds by doing its job to cool you down, right? So that you can maintain a normal body temperature. And guess what? Water is absolutely essential to making that happen. Now, another benefit? Well, let's see. Another benefit of hydrating yourself is that you just might lose weight. Now that sounds like a pretty good deal for most of us, right? I mean, losing weight just by drinking water? Why is that? Well, drinking water, especially if you drink a glass or two of water before a meal, drinking water can make your stomach feel more full. So you actually eat less food. So if you eat less, you consume fewer calories. It's that simple. Now, over a period of several weeks or several months, you can see the result because you're dropping a few pounds. Here's another benefit. Now, remember earlier I talked about water and how it helps the brain to function properly? Another organ that benefits from being well hydrated is our skin. Now, most of us don't even realize that our skin is an organ, right? Just like your brain or your heart or your liver. Our skin is actually composed of 30% water, okay? At least 30%. Now, if all of those skin cells don't get sufficient amounts of water, guess what? They'll start to wither and shrink. if you drink enough water and other fluids, your skin cells will respond accordingly. And what happens is that those cells will actually plump up, and your skin will say, "Oh, thank you. Thank you." Right? Now, here's another great benefit. When I feel like I'm coming down with a cold or something similar, you know what I do? Right away, I begin drinking more water. Now, I want you to listen to your mom or your dad or your nurse or your doctor when they tell you to drink more water and juice and tea and soup or broth, right? And guess what? Your body will be so grateful. It will say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." Now, when you're coming down with a cold or the flu, your body immediately goes into gear, right? It begins to do battle on your behalf. Your immune system gears up and goes into attack mode, gearing up against all those yucky germs that have invaded your body. Now, when you catch a cold, I know when I catch a cold, my head gets stuffy, my nose gets stuffy, and I have to have some help to flush all that stuffiness out of my system. So having a runny nose is really good for you, right? It's a nuisance, but it's really good for you. That's your body saying, "Here we go. Let's get rid of all of those yucky germs." And you know what else? When your nose is runny, that means your cells need more fluid to replace the fluids you're expelling, the fluids that you're getting rid of, right? Now, staying well hydrated also helps keep your nose and your throat moist, right? And it helps to loosen up the mucus in your body, your entire body. You want to keep your nose and throat moist because it helps to keep the germs at bay, right? Okay, your doctor or nurse may have told you, if you have a dry nose, guess what? You want to change that because that's the entry point for germs. All right. Now, another great benefit of water is that it helps keep your digestive tract in good shape. By staying well hydrated, you actually reduce the risk of constipation, okay? That means getting too much of stuff in your colon, right? And it also helps reduce the risk of some types of colon cancer. Now, how do you stay well hydrated? Especially if you're a busy person, right? You're a busy mom, you're a busy dad, you're a busy teenager, you're always on the move with your career or school or schedules or what have you, right? So I'm going to give you a few tips to help you be sure to stay well watered, well hydrated, okay? Now, you might want to write some of these down because these are really good. Get out your notepad or your tablet, whatever you have handy, okay? Here we go. Now, before you have breakfast, be sure to drink an 8-ounce glass of water. You can drink it all before you make breakfast. And then, while you're making breakfast, sip on another 8-ounce glass of water. Yum, yum, right? Pretty easy, right? Now, I have one friend who says 3 glasses of water even before you start your breakfast, okay? So you can mix it up depending on those factors that we talked about earlier, right? Your climate, how active you are, all of those things. Now, here's another tip. I often work from my home office, okay, with coaching clients or my consulting clients, or I'm teaching or what have you. And I set an alarm on my phone or on the computer or in the kitchen or wherever I happen to be working, right, to remind me sometimes to take a drink of water. Now, you can do the same thing. Simply set something on your phone. Probably easy smeezy, right? Another tip, another trick, is to pour water into a larger container than an 8-ounce glass, right? You can try using your favorite reusable water bottle or maybe that half-gallon jug or gallon jug so that you can have water all morning and well into the afternoon. Okay? Now be sure to have your container close by so you can easily sip and drink water all day long. Here's another great tip. Chill your water, right? Research shows that you're likely to drink more water if it's cold. Now, I didn't know that. Did you? I love learning new things about water. My younger sister is one of the healthiest people I know. Years ago, she told me, she said, Gloria, if you want to be sure to drink enough water each day, here's what you do. She said, be sure to always drink a full glass of water before you go to the bathroom. That's right, before you go. So when you feel the urge, grab your glass of water and down your H2O, and then you go. Oh, I love that. Down your H2O, and then you go. All right. Okay, here's another tip. If you want to add some sparkle to your life, add some sparkle to your water. You can make your water sparkle by simply adding carbon dioxide. You can buy a gadget to help you do that, or you can jazz up your water, make it sparkle, right, by adding fresh fruit, like lemon slices or lime or orange, or maybe strawberries or peaches or mango or melon. Or if you love herbs like I do, add some mint or sage, or add veggies like slices of cucumber to your water. Another way to make your water sparkle. Now, you know what? Another really simple way to increase your water intake is simply by eating more vegetables and fruit, right? You eat them during the day. Now, most fruits and veggies have a very high water content. In fact, most of them are like 90, 93, 95, 98% water. So you can enjoy them, and while you do, you can boost your hydration at the same time. So, lots of information about hydration, right? I hope you'll agree that water is not only good, it is also good for you. In fact, it's one of God's great gifts to us, a wonderful fluid for body and soul. So, be sure to drink up water, 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 and more water for you to boost your intellectual, physical, emotional, and spiritual health for a healthy life. Now, before I close today's episode, I just want to make sure to give a shout out to all the folks who make the world a healthier place in the many ways that you make that happen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. A wise person once told me, it's the little things you do. It's the little things you do day by day, over and over and over again. The little things you do with love and with consistency, that's what makes the difference. Now, I want you to ask yourself, what can I do? What can I do that will make a difference? What can I do that will make a difference for my own healthy living and for someone else in my life? Is it for a spouse, your daughter or son, your sister or brother, your mom or dad, or for your teammate at work, or for somebody in your church or temple or synagogue? Maybe it's for your neighbor. You know what? Maybe it's for someone you don't even know yet, right? Where might I do something that will bring healthy living more into focus into my own life? That's what I want you to ask yourself. Now, you've heard me talk about the arts and how much I love the arts. Singing, poetry, dancing, painting, writing. I love listening to and singing music. That's one of the other ways that I hydrate myself. I also love to color. Some time ago, I bought some colored markers and colored pens and my own coloring book. Yes, they have adult coloring books now. And I've used the pens and they are fabulous. And I can actually feel myself responding differently when I use them, firing up that emotional center in my brain and hydrating my soul. I also enjoy cooking. trying out new things, new dishes, and new herbs, right? I love using fresh herbs whenever I can. Maybe you do too. You can grow them in your kitchen or in your garden or on your deck or patio, and you can enjoy them as they grow each day before your very eyes. And then you can choose to eat them in the meals you cook for yourself and your family and friends. Now, just be sure to sip on a glass of water as you cook, right? Or before each meal and afterwards. So another question for you is this. Ask yourself, how is my healthy living coming along? How are you making a difference that makes a difference in your own healthy life and in someone else's life? Day by day, step by step, moment by moment, sip by sip, and smile by smile every single day, 365, 24/7. Now, if you happen to miss any part of this week's episode or last week's, guess what? You can listen to a podcast of the show at your convenience. You can even listen to it on the go. Check us out on iTunes, Audible, Alexa, SoundCloud, iHeart, TuneIn, Spreaker.com, Talk Network Radio, and so many other places. You can also download the show at www.talknetworkradio.com/hosts/legacy living. That's talknetworkradio.com/hosts/legacy living. Okay, that's a mouthful, right? You can also just Google me, Gloria Burgess at Talk Network Radio, right? You can also find me on the TEDx site and listen to one of my TED Talks. Just type in my name to find me there. Now, before I close today's show, I want to thank each of you for tuning in, for allowing me to share a bit about my journey with what legacy living is all about. Not just living and learning, but living and learning and serving so that you make a difference in your own life and in the lives of others. It's about being on purpose every single day, 365, 24/7. Legacy living is a powerful way to make your life count. Once again, thank you for joining me for today's episode. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess. And this is Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. Please join me again next time right here on Talk Network Radio for another episode of Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. We're here every week, sometimes several times a week. Now remember, don't just count the days in your life. Make the days in your life count. That's what legacy living is all about. Have a fantastic day, and remember, make the days in your life count. God bless. That's our show today. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess. I hope you'll join me again next time. Until then, don't just count the days in your life. Make the days in your life count. That's what legacy living is all about. Here's to you. Have a fantastic day, and be sure to make it a yes kind of day. Remember to celebrate the music of your life. Make the days in your life count.